We did it again, boys. What can we say? No, I'm just playing. In all seriousness, going into this fight, I saw a lot of people, like, MMA Guru said that Paddy Pimblett was going to outstrike and TKO Michael Chandler. And in my head, I was thinking, the only thing Paddy Pimblett is going to hit is the fucking canvas. And I could not be more wrong than I was. I got proof. The completely opposite thing happened last night. And Paddy Pimblett looked so sharp in just everything. He completely outclassed Michael Chandler. He was kicking, chopping the legs, taking away Michael Chandler's mobility. He is known for that explosive first round. And Michael Chandler, even though he won on the scorecards, I don't see how they gave it towards Michael Chandler. Paddy Pimblett was outworking him, outstriking him. Michael Chandler did land a couple of good takedowns, which could have won the round over, swayed the judges, but overall, this was just a pure and utter domination from Paddy Pimblett, and I was really not expecting this. Paddy Pimblett looked sharper than he ever did before. I'm not gonna lie, I was doing a little bit of MMA math when I was calculating this fight. Charles Oliveira couldn't submit him, Justin Gaethje couldn't knock him out, Dustin Poirier didn't knock him out. So going into this fight, I thought, Paddy Pimblett leaves his chin up in the air. As shown in some of his other fights. But you can really tell that he worked on his defense and just his striking overall to where he was out. He did better than every single high-level opponent that Michael Chandler has faced. He did better than Oliveira. He did better than Dustin Poirier. He did better than Michael Chandler because in all those fights, Michael Chandler had moments. In every single one of those fights, Michael Chandler at least rocked or hurt one of these opponents, and the same couldn't be said towards Paddy Pimblett. Paddy didn't. He was hit a couple times with the right hand, and Paddy has a chin, man. As he says, as Cody Garbrandt says, sorcerers don't get knocked out. What a dumbass! But like I was saying, Paddy Pimblett was utilizing his teeps, chopping at the legs. Paddy just went out there with just this level of urgency that we've never seen before, at least in the UFC. And he was really going there to prove something. You can just tell, even though he was the not massive, but he was the favorite to win this fight. But a lot of people, myself included, were writing him off. I was writing off his skills. He hasn't showcased any of this against a high-level opponent. He did submit Bobby Green, but man, Bobby Green is, let's face it, he was never that good. He's a top 15 gatekeeper for the lightweight division, and then he wasn't able to TKO or knock out Tony Ferguson. In hindsight, I'm thinking that was like out of pity or something, because if Paddy Pimblett is doing this to Michael Chandler, this is just a level of game that he's not too much of a ground and pound guy. He's more of a submission, try to get you on your back. And he was doing some great submission attempts. I thought there was a couple times where I thought Chandler was going to get submitted, but he ultimately he realized that Michael Chandler didn't have a neck. So he started ground and pounding him, hitting him with the elbows and the knees, just really playing into his reach as the longer fighter against Michael Chandler. As for what is next for Paddy Pimblett, I just hope and I pray to the MMA gods that, beating Michael Chandler does not merit a title shot. We're just going to get that out the way right now. I'm sorry, Charles Oliveira. Beating Michael Chandler does not merit a title shot. And I feel like they're going to try to get Paddy on probably the easiest matchup in the top 3 for him for the title shot, and that is a Justin Gaethje. And listen, seeing what I just saw last time, I want to see him fight somebody that is more, has a better game than Michael Chandler. If he doesn't knock you out, he's going to a decision with you. That's his name of the game. He doesn't have too much of a tool belt, if you will. In his tool bag, it's only the right hand and just going forward. And he wasn't doing any of that in this fight. So I'd like to see him maybe go up against the Charles Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan, somebody that, wouldn't be such an easy fight for Paddy. I want to see somebody that is not as just one-dimensional as a Justin Gaethje. I mean, Justin Gaethje is kind of the same in Michael Chandler. If he doesn't knock you out, he's not going to submit you. He's not going to take you down. I mean, Justin Gaethje is more one-dimensional than Michael Chandler, if we're being real, because Michael Chandler has the threat of the takedown at least. As Justin Gaethje is just going to try and keep it on the feet. And you know, if this has happened in every single one of his title fights, if you get him to the ground, you're choking him out, especially somebody on the level of Paddy Pimblett. But that's going to be all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who do you think Paddy Pimblett is going to face next? Is he going to get a title shot or maybe a #1 contender fight? Let me know.